What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode. And friends, many of you know, I switched from Nikon over to Canon when Canon released the EOS R, boy, was that 2018? Well, kind of fast forward, when the R5 and the R6 debuted back in 2020, I upgraded my kit at that point to both of those cameras. Now, the R5 and the R6 have been absolutely rock stars for my photo and video work for almost, holy smokes, it's hard to believe I've had those cameras for 3 years. And honestly, my gear setup over the last handful of years have been absolutely fantastic. But now there's a new player in my bag, and it's this here EOS R6 Mark II. So if my setup was great before, why did I bother to make the switch from the R6 to the R6 Mark II? Well, I'm going to give you the details of that in today's videos. But first, creating videos like this is no easy task, as they demand a significant amount of effort. Your support would mean a lot to me, so please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. To show my gratitude for your time and hitting that like button, here's a fun photo of a team member here eagerly awaiting your response to this video. So friend, thank you much for your continued support. That said, friends, hey, it's time. Pull the seat in. Let's go. Now, I think it's important, before we go diving into why I upgraded to the R6 to the R6 Mark II, it'd be helpful for you guys to understand how I specifically use the R6. Since I bought the R5 and the R6 at the same time, I wanted to use my R5, which is this angle or this camera right here, as my primary photography rig, and the R6, which is this angle that you always see right here, as my video rig. And over the years, both cameras have become a part of my studio recording setup. However, the R6 is always working as my primary video camera, and the R5 is my secondary camera. Now, occasionally I take the R6 out with me out in the field, but hands down though, when I'm out in the field, pretty much it's the R5 as my primary, with a series of GoPros as my various B-roll cameras. And now that I have the R6 Mark II, this is going to fulfill the same related duties as the predecessor R6, and that's going to become my primary in-studio camera. That being the case, the updates from the video capabilities from the R6 to the R6 Mark II were particularly intriguing to me, but the R6 Mark II has plenty of other goodies or upgraded features that make this a worthy successor to the R6. So the big question is, what is different with the R6 Mark II? Well, we're going to start off with the sensor. The R6 Mark II has a larger sensor. You're looking at 24.2 megapixel compared to the 20.1 megapixel that's in the R6. Now, the new camera also has more focus points. You're talking about 4,897 points versus the 1,053 points in the R6. So there's a big difference right there. Now, still imagery benefits from the much faster burst shooting. You're looking at 40 frames per second with the electronic shutter on the R6 Mark II. Compare that to the 12 frames per second with the R6. Now, the R6 Mark II also has more advanced AI-powered autofocus system as well, so which can identify or help identify human eyes, various animals, and different types of vehicles, including airplanes, and trains. Now, the new autofocus system is also better for portraits. So, for example, the R6 Mark II allows you to tell it which eye to focus on, or you can actually let it select the nearest eye automatically. But as I said before, I use this camera for videos, so what does the R6 Mark II offer in that department? Now, the R6 Mark II has a full width 4K 60p video. Now, compare that to the 1.07 crop on the R6. It's not a big crop, but it is there. The R6 Mark II also oversamples from 6K versus the R6 is oversampled from 5K. Now, the HD video on the R6 Mark II is 180p. The R6 is 120p. Now, the R6 Mark II has false color warning. Now, this is going to help ensure that you have exposure right before you start recording. Now, the video autofocus is fast, it's accurate, and it's easy to track subjects throughout the frame. Now, aside from the full sensor 4K video recording, the other big advantages of the R6 Mark II over the R6 is that there is no longer a recording limit. This is a big thing for me. The R6 is limited to 30-minute clips, which for my purposes for the most part, usually wasn't a problem. However, with the recording limit now gone, I can now shoot extended videos like interviews and less worry about the camera going into overheating or shutting down. And usually where this would bite me in the tail end is when I'm shooting back-to-back videos. And in the second video, which many of you have seen some of the videos where I've made it clear that, hey, I'm racing against the blinking red dot of death out of the R6 because it's blinking because it's getting ready to overheat. That is a big bonus for me, is not having, or you're getting much more longer shooting times before this thing starts having a meltdown. Speaking of which, the R6 Mark II has a new processor that's much more efficient, which basically means the camera's going to have better improved battery life. For example, the R6 Mark II gets around 580 shots per battery charge. Now this is roughly about 50 to 60% improvement over the R6. Now you also get 760 shots when you shoot in power save mode. Now the video recording efficiency also gets a boost as well. Since the processor is more efficient, it's going to create less heat recording video, which means you get at least 40 minutes of continuous recording before the thermal throttle kicks in. That is worth the price of admission for me. Now the R6 Mark II has numerous upgrades in the connectivity department. So for example, the micro HDMI port on the side of this thing also supports full sensor 6K raw output. It also supports super 35mm 3.7K raw output. And another nice upgrade is the multi-function hot shoe, which allows you to use accessories like audio adapters, microphones that offer a much higher level of control over the audio recording. Now, as we all know, good video quality doesn't matter if you can't match it with good audio quality. And of course, there are many other minor updates: redesigned top plate, Bluetooth, faster access to video exposure modes, and much, much more. Far too many for what this video was intended for. So stay tuned for a more detailed video in the future coming out with some of the bells. That's going to break down some of the bells and whistles of the R6 Mark II. Now, the next question is, what hasn't changed? Now, there are a few features that rolled over from the R6 over to the R6 Mark II. Now, both cameras have the same 3.69 million dot OLED viewfinder. You have a 3-inch, 1.62 million dot multi-angle touchscreen LCD is the same as well. Both cameras also have 2 UHS 2 SD card slots, and the R6 and the R6 Mark II are both weathered sealed. Well, we like to hope that would remain the same. And they both have the same ISO as well, 100 to 2400 or 204,800 in expanded mode. Now, it's safe to say while the R6 Mark II looks a lot like the predecessor and shares a lot of the common features, it really is a much improved option for my needs. So if you shoot a lot of video, or if you are a sports or wildlife photographer that needs rapid fire capabilities with extremely accurate autofocus, this could be the camera for you. Now, at the time of filming, the EOS R6 Mark II is available for $2,500. Now, I picked this up from Adorama. As many know, over the years, I've picked up many cameras from these guys, and this is certainly not going to be the last one. I mean, it's easy ordering, fast shipping. I mean, what more could you want? Now, the R6, incidentally, is down to $2,100. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links to both of these cameras in the description if you want to get more details on either. That said, friends, it is time to wrap up this video with a quick discussion of our current giveaway. We have 3 excellent prizes up for the grab this month. We have the Vanguard Aveo adapter R48GY. We have a Desk Lab portable monitor. And of course, we have the $100 Amazon gift card. Now, as always, friends, we make it super easy for you to participate. Step 1, well, you got to like this video, subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register in Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But as I keep saying over and over again, swing in by, say hello, we would love to see you. And that is it. For more complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and one last thing. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. Friend, it is free to do so, and it's going to give you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. All right, friends, and that is it for me in this video. As always, it is an honor to get in front of you folks. Now, that said, look, putting these videos together is a great honor for me. I started this company 14 years ago with the premise to help as many people become better photographers, regardless where they are in their journey. And if you happen to be, you know, it's funny, I owe you guys a what's in my camera bag video. Each year I'm reluctant. I don't mean to say reluctant. I'm just not a what's in your camera bag sort of person. But I do get a lot of questions from you with regards to what's in my camera bag. And well, now there's a new edition. But one thing I do want to point out, don't buy anything that is in my camera bag because you see me with it. Buy what's going to be important towards your photography, your goals, or where you aspire to be. And sometimes the latest and greatest, I had to think where I was going to go with this. The latest and greatest is not what you need. Heck, we did a series last year, which was a ton of fun, of getting involved in older used cameras. So if you're sitting on a restricted budget and you're watching this video like, well, nope, I want an R6 Mark II, but I don't have the budget for it. And you may be sitting on shooting just out with an iPhone right now or a Samsung or whatever it may be. Friend, save your money. There's Adorama, for example. They have a great used department. I did a series last year where we were testing cameras that were 20, 30, where is it? Even buying something like this. This is a Canon AE1. This sucker right here is 1976-ish. This is an old camera. This is a film camera, but it takes great photos. So don't get wrapped up into, hey, you have to buy the latest and greatest. No, heck no. If you are looking to get out there and start your photography journey and you have a limited budget, don't put it off. Go out there. Search, for example, on Adorama and their used department, and you're going to find some gems on there that you can pick up for a fraction of something like this. Allow you to get out there sooner than later and start taking better shots or more enjoyable shots, because actually, speaking of which, with a film camera like this is a ton of fun. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. But anyways, great seeing you guys as always. I'm going to be shutting off this video because I feel like I'm in a talkative mode and I think we got off path here a little bit. So anyways, get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.